scientifically what it is, where creation takes place. And this is where all these stars and planets, if you go back into a book called the Upanishads, 6,000 years old, it's 108 people that went into their heart and went from their mind back into their heart. And when they got in there, they just wrote about their experiences. That's all it is. But in there, they all talk about how when you go inside the heart and you're not in your brain at all, you're in your heart, and you look around, you open up, and there's the stars. All of them, exactly as they are here. There's the belt of Orion, the whole thing, just like the same feeling of depth of space, the same everything. And it's almost like the human body duplicated this reality. But what we now know, and what the ancient teachings all say, is that that's where it was originally created. And from that image of the stars and planets and the earth included, that image was transmitted along toroidal lines of energy that Stanford has found. This is a toroidal field. It is unique. As you can see, these different colors will come through and fold on itself. So this can not only turn this way, but simultaneously it can be rotating this way while it's doing this. There is no other shape in existence that can do this. This is completely unique. It's the first shape that comes out of creation. But this shape is around the human body, and it comes out of the heart. And it's a big one, and it's 8 to 10 feet in diameter. And then inside is a smaller one that's about this big, that's around here. And they know it comes out of the heart. Well, along the lines of this inner one here, the image that comes from the heart comes up along these lines, comes to these tubes of light that are out of your head in a very specific order, and receives them. They come into this pattern in here. They come out through, and then there's a geometrical field out right at your fingertips that Leonardo da Vinci discovered. And that one is the projection screen, basically. And the inner worlds of the heart are projected out through the mind out here, and then we think it's real. And we're really walking around in our mind. It's not really real. It's an illusion. And they've said this for 6,000 years. In Hindu, it's called Maya, which is illusion, which actually means not true. And the ancient teachers and enlightened ones from a long time ago knew this. And this is how creation takes place. This might be a good place to talk about this DVD that was out called The Secret. And The Secret is how to create through the mind, how you can actually create something. You can bring whatever you want to yourself, if you're inclined to think in materialistic ways, that you can bring money to yourself, or all these things that they were talking about. Or you can create healings for yourself, and you can make your body healthy. Or you could bring people to you want. And behind that they talk about the law of attraction, where you are you bring to yourself whatever you're thinking and feeling. You create a vibration, and that energy begins to come toward you. Sure, this is all true, but that's assuming that what is out here is the source of creation and is real. And it's also assuming something that they didn't understand when they wrote this, but which the Tibetan Buddhism did understand, and some of the other ones were clear on. The writing of the Secret is not new. They've found, Greg Braden wrote a book called The Isaiah Effect, which was based on a scroll that was found in a clay pot from about 500 BC, near where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. And it talks about the same exact information that is in The Secret, that your thoughts are based on logic, and the logic, and you can go through where you place your attention and your intention, and your intention has 3 basic patterns of what happens with your mind, your heart, and your body. And if you engage all these things together at one time, yeah, you're going to get exactly what your intention is. But what the creators of The Secret don't understand is the instrument that the creation is being done through is the mind. It's the brain. And the brain is a polarized tool. You've got the left brain and the right brain. And then the left and right is the front lobes and the back lobes. And it keeps going through what I believe is 64 different divisions. The same 64 divisions of the 64 codons that are in the human DNA. And so it is possible to bring to you what you want or what you intend through your intentions. But what you will also get is the exact equal and opposite force coming from behind you where you can't see. Our eyes see this way, but we can't see this way. And so you get what you want coming this way, and you're going to get exactly what you don't want coming from behind. And so, and there's now a man named Dr. James Hart out of California, one of the brain experts in the world. He's considered one of the two greatest brain experts on the planet ever to live. And he agrees with me that they've found scientifically that you can go in using the brain and you can create anything, but you always get the opposite thing also. So what's going on in the world is you've got 6.5 billion people in the world, and most of them want peace. I mean, you know, they're praying together, these huge circles of people praying for world peace, but they're never going to get world peace as long as they pray from the brain. They're going to get a world that's half peace and half war. And it's just going to keep generating that half peace, half war until they learn to create in a different way. There is another way that the indigenous people tell us all over the world, and that the ancient people, the ancient Tibetan Buddhists and the other ones talk about, that you can create, which is creating from where the original stars and planets were created, which is in the heart. If you leave the brain, throw it away, get out of there, and go down into the heart, you can do the same thing. You can create there. You can bring anything you want. You can change the world. But you won't get the opposite effect. On another way to explain this is that we have two heart chakras. One here, right above the sternum, one distance between the tip of your nose and your chin, above that, which is averages at 7.23 centimeters. Two heart chakras. The lower one is connected directly to the heart. The upper heart chakra is connected to the right brain. We have an emotional body that we're all familiar with. You know, we feel love, we feel hate, we feel joy, we feel sadness. We can feel all these things, but all that emotional body is coming from our right brain, and which is connected to this upper heart chakra. If we were to connect, what we don't know, most people don't know, is that we have another emotional body, and that's connected through the heart. But that emotional body has no polarity to it. And so there is the only place that you can experience what everybody's talking about of unconditional love. In that spot, you can actually have unconditional love and experience it. But from the brain, which is where most people get married, they fall in love from the brain, they see them, they're beautiful, they want them, they marry them. But that kind of relationship, they'll be there and they'll be talking how much they love each other. I love you, I love you, I love you. And then one will say something that hurts the other person's ego, and just like that, they hate them. And they'll start screaming at them. They'll say the wrong thing. That's brain love. But there is a love down here that no matter what you said or what you did, you could kill somebody, but if they love you, they wouldn't change loving you. That's hardly ever been experienced. Women get that experience usually for a short time. They have a baby, the baby comes up, it's on the breasts, they're looking down, and now they're loving that person from their heart, not their brain. And they would die for that baby. They would die. They would give up their life in a moment. That's unconditional love. Well, in the last of this talk that we're having, I'd like to talk about this time that we're living in. We began, this change, of course, began when humanity began. But about 100 years ago, at the turn of the 20th century,
that time, we were riding around in horses. The ideas of going to the moon or flying through space and computers and cell phones and all these things, they weren't even in our imagination. We didn't even think they were possible. And we have made a transformation over the last 100 years, the likes of which humanity has never seen before. And all I can say is we're just beginning. We are going to continue on a path that is going to lead us into ways that even now we can hardly imagine. Even through everything, through Star Trek and everything that we have imagined through that, there is a change occurring that is incredible. And all I ask is that you remember that you are intimately connected to God, and that you are not going to be hurt through this. You're not going to be left behind. You are important in the universe. In fact, this universe could not exist if you didn't exist. You are essential in everything that is occurring. And all you have to do is relax, not be afraid, and believe in who you are and your intimate connection to God. And everything will happen easy, without any pain or any problems. All you have to do is just remember that you are one with God. There's going to be tremendous changes coming, changes that are going to rock this world to its roots. The old way is going to be destroyed. Shiva is going to walk again. And the financial systems are going to go down, and everything we know is going to break down, because that is the way it's supposed to be. The old cycle, the old male cycle, is always destroyed, and then we enter into the new female cycle, the female cycle of light. And she always leads us back into balance, into harmony. And it's happened so many times before. This is nothing new. But don't hold on to the old way, because the old way is going to go. It's going to go right before your eyes. But right before your eyes is something new and beautiful and brilliant that's going to appear. And know that it is for you that this is happening, and for your family, and for life everywhere. It's not a war. It's not Star Wars. It is evolution. It is part of the cosmic DNA that has been planned from the beginning. This is an exciting time to be alive. This is a time of great joy. And you will remember everything you need to remember. You are perfect right now, even though you may not think so. You may think, well, I can't even pay my bills. I can't even figure out how to keep a relationship going, and my children are in trouble. Yeah, I know. We're all going through that. But inside of you is this brilliant light. And that light is going to emerge out of you at the right moment, at the right time. And all you have to do is just believe and wait, and it's all going to happen. So there's no reason for fear. There's only reason for joy. And I love you all. I really love you. And it won't be long. We're going to be in another level of existence, at which point you'll understand everything I'm saying.